We are Alan and Juliet, senior neuroscience and behavior majors at the University of Notre Dame.
We will be talking about how environmental trauma affects human brain development and the incredible power of resilience to overcome these experiences through organizations such as the South Bend nonprofit, Connect to Be the Change.
So Connect to Be the Change offers therapeutic services and environments to youth, young adults, and families who have been affected by gun violence. Connect to Be the Change is an activist organization that encourages and empowers young adults across the city to become productive and contributing members to their community. They create and maintain sustainable peer-to-peer environment that encourages youth and young adults in the community to seek healing and therapeutic services that assist them to build new and healthy social, emotional, and behavioral skills.
This video shares their unique stories and development along with the neuroscience behind such experiences.
What was it like to be a kid?
It was fun for the most part. Mine was good until 8. Yeah, and it went left.
So what was it like? So from up until the age of 8, you said it was fun.
It was because I had my mom in my life. So after she died, it was everything went left.
For the most part of my life, I was a sheltered kid for real. I didn't figure out what hard times and shit was till I got like 10, 11 for real. Cause that's when my mom started having bad back surgeries and shit, so she couldn't support us, so to speak, like she wanted to. So shit started getting hard after that.
Life was fun up until the age of 13. That's when I lost all of my brother. Life was fun. I felt like it was more like, I don't know, it was more like happy. I don't know, more happy in life. Yeah.
Tell me about some things that was fun. Like, what were y'all, like, what shaped the funness? Who were like people, places, or things that made it fun as a kid, like that you could remember?
AAU basketball. That was what it was to me.
Playing softball. I feel like life, after my brother passed away, I feel like life got kind of dangerous. So like, I would say it was fun because like we could do like, you know, we could go play outside, we could go run around, we could walk around, you know, without having to worry about stuff that goes on there.
I love kicking around with my brothers really when I was a kid. I was never playing with dolls and stuff. I was always with my brother. So
what about like time with your mom?
oh, I had a great time. I honestly had fun with her. I was like, Mom, I'm mama's girl. I never liked being around my dad. I like being around mom. Every time, anywhere she go, I always be like, I'm going too. If she say no, I would bust out crying like a big old baby. I got my ways.
You was a big baby, bro.
My point.
You got a fond memory, like a real memory of something you and your mom did?
Yeah, when she cussed them all off and scared me with a mask when I missed every step.
So she was overprotective of her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, what about you?
With my mom?
Yeah, like a good fond memory of your childhood. What's a good memory?
My mom, real, like basketball has been a part of my life since I started. So she was real supportive in all that. She was always there, always uplifting. So I can say that was a good thing about it.
I would say like it was like it felt good like when we played softball and we would look in the crowd and it'd be him, my mom, you know, they cheering us on. Really any memory with him.
You said, Mama, you said that it started getting bad when you was about 8, and that's when your mom passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And so then what started happening?
We basically got shipped off to the city. And we had to be around my dad's side, but I barely know my dad's side, so I wasn't really used to it. And then I got shipped off to Sykes, Missouri, got locked up. And yeah.
And so what were things that influenced you that got you locked up and
Oh, when I put my hands on my granddad. And she said my mama was on crack, so after hearing that, it went left. Because don't say my mom was on crack and don't expect me to put my hands on her. I locked her, and it was like my court date. She told them I don't want her back in my house, and she got cussed out in court. I got put out of the courtroom.
And so once all of that started, it started because your mom passed away and you got shipped around and moved around. Did you feel cared about by anybody?
Not my dad's side. No. Once I came back to my mom to like South Bend, then it was better because like, I know my mom's side more than my dad. I grew up with my mom's side. So.
I could say around the time when it started, because I feel like my mom was half losing herself because she couldn't do the things she used to do. She couldn't work like she wanted to. She couldn't go get us the stuff that we wanted, needed. So it was my granddad at that time because everybody looked up to Charles. So he caddy. He always had something going on. He always stayed busy. If he sit down for 2 seconds, he finna go to fucking sleep. But him, just being around him, see how he move, how he handle stuff, how he carry himself, that made shit better. I wanted to be more like him, opposed to the bullshit me and my mom was doing.
The predicament we was, my mama losing her, me being the oldest, thinking that I have to do more than what I can, but I'm still a kid at the same time. I think that did it.
He was an innocent bystander, and like I feel like he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. So I mean, you just never know. Like it happened to him, it could happen to me. So it's just like I don't know. It just made me look at life from a different perspective and like made me watch my surroundings more. Yeah, his peers, his friends. It's like they were all. I don't want to say it, but they were Southeast, and like, I don't know, it's just like the dangerous something. Not saying they're dangerous, but like, not saying that the Southeast is dangerous, but like they have people that don't like them, And it's just like, I'm his little sister, and it just made everything just so weird, dangerous.
So going through the stuff that y'all have gone through, has anybody been locked up?
Too many times.
Yes.
I have not.
Way too many times.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, what'd you get?
I don't know.
Is there a story you want to talk about?
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to.
First time I got locked up, it was in Columbus, Georgia. It was over some weed I was in the car with. I went to a party with some homies. And I ain't even had no weed that time. I wasn't even smoking like that. But everybody else in the car had weed. So we driving down the road and he flying and tearing it up, going crazy. And I'm high. So I sit up and then I see a car pass us with no lights. I was like, bro, that's the police. He ain't trying to hear me. He turned the music up and keep going. I turn around and they turn around and get behind us. When they get behind us, they pull us over. Everybody trying to figure out what they finna do with the weed. Girl in the front had 2 months. Buddy in the back had 1 ounce of weed. And somehow it got under the seat in front of me. So they pulled me out the car. They pulled everybody out the car. And shit, I get put in the first car, and then all of a sudden, now everybody's saying it's my weed. Okay, cool. When we get to jail, I'm beating everybody at. That's my story. I don't give a fuck. Yep, it's mine. Go ahead. I don't know whose it is for real, but you gotta take us all to jail now. You gotta pull us all together. I'm beating their ass when I get there. So they take us to jail. They take us out the car before we get inside. Sit us on the front of the car. I'm beating y'all ass when we get in here. Since y'all don't want to take y'all, I'm beating y'all ass. So eventually, my mama came and got me.
Did you beat him up?
No, cause they ain't put us together. But my dumb ass steady saying I'm finna beat y'all ass. So I get out there, I did probation and shit, and then I moved here. Yeah, when I moved to Indiana, that's when I went to jail again. Cause I just got here, just had my son, I had a daughter, I was working at Speedway. And shit, I was broke as fuck. I was working at Speedway, so I started stealing people's shit. They'll come in there, put their paycheck on the Netsman card. It's going on my Netsman card. I'm not playing shit. I'm being for real. So,
but then that's some other
oh my mama. And all Jessica was gonna do was, you gonna say you didn't get put on your card, they were gonna give you your money back. We both win. We good. But
crazy.
how I got caught with that is my dumb ass didn't count the drawer right. One night, trying to go home next day. No, it was actually a couple days. They called me, asked me did I want to come in. I'm like, cool. But I was like, I got a bad feeling I shouldn't go. My baby mama was like, no, it's just extra money. We need it. You right, cool. It was like 10 minutes before I was supposed to leave. She was like, nah, I got a bad feeling. I was like, no, it's just extra money. I'm gonna go. I get there. Every person that work in this fucking store is there. I'm like, why am I here? I'm gonna put my jacket down. Let's go back. And then they were like, now they want to, the GM want to talk to you in the office. I go in there, she sit a chair in front of the damn door. What you doing there for? Whoa. So I ain't say nothing, I'm sitting there chilling. And then she talking to me about some shit that was missing. I ain't got nothing to do with it. She was talking about lottery tickets. I ain't stole no lottery tickets. I know it ain't me. So she asked me, and then all of a sudden I hear a knock on the door. It's the police. And then I do have an ounce of weed in my jacket too. I almost got away with not having the weed. He said he smelled it and he was persistent to find the weed because I had a jacket that spread all the weed in the bottom. He flipped my jacket upside down, trying to find it, didn't find it, and then found it when we got to the jail. I don't should have get contract.
I didn't even tell him it was mine.
It's in my damn jacket. How can I not do it?
Hold the jacket up. That ain't mine. That's not my jacket.
And then the last time
I would have been back and it would have been right there.
Being locked up, it taught me
What have you been locked up in? What have you been locked up for? Or
the
she can say
first
what
one,
it taught her.
being locked up, flipping my hands on my granny. They had to come get me all the way from Sikeston, Missouri, take me all the way to Charleston, Missouri. And that being locked up there is way different from here. Because over there, I mean, you know, your first time being locked up there, you go in, you get to pick, you can either play the game, watch a movie, or either tell them like what type of snacks you want and they go get it.
Yeah. So that is how
I love
I'm gonna go for all type of crimes in Missouri.
they race them up.
Never mind.
And then here, Jim, you know,
you walk into jail.
no, I don't care what time.
Was that that was juvie you told me, right? So it was juvie, it wasn't prison or jail, adult.
Listen,
jail.
my background, I'm clean. I don't get in trouble. Oh, good. I don't want to mess that up. But juvenile here, I'd be damned if I go back there. I hate it there. I don't give a damn. I don't like them stuff there.
You should look like a little kid.
I know. I look like me.
You got a lot of energy. So what influenced you with the negativity? Was there people, was it places, were there things that influenced the negative things that
Hanging out with the wrong group of people, basically. But for me being me, I understand what I did was wrong, but I was just doing it because, you know, I was like, slow.
Did you understand? Did you understand back then, or is it that you understand now?
I understand now.
Back then, did you understand?
Nah.
Like,
I just wanted to have fun and be dumb like the rest of the people. And I see where that led me to.
I think a lot of us as kids were just trying to find ourselves, and then people that was ahead of us, we thought that was the way, so we did what they were.
Okay, so tell me something about what it was like to be a kid.
Well, I wasn't here when I was younger. Me and my sister grew up in Georgia, Statesboro, Georgia. So life down there, it was like very family oriented. Like we didn't really have. It was only 3 houses out there where we lived at. We stayed in the country. So it was my grandma's house, my pastor's house, and my auntie house. And so it was all like very family oriented. Whatever we did as a family. It was like 3 elementary schools down there, so everybody knew each other. It was really small down there. The population is not big, so it was like real cool. Like we didn't really have no issues when we was young. Life was just life. You could go out, do whatever you wanted to do. We didn't have to worry about nothing. Like it was just good.
That country life. That.
So it was good. If I had one, everybody got one, through emotion. My mom, she was single, so you feel me, like, I didn't get everything that I wanted until, like, I started working for it. Like, so I can do certain stuff, but, like, I know, like, mom ain't got it all the time. She got 5 kids, you know, like, it'd be times where I'd be trying to do something with my homies or something, and I couldn't do it because it just wasn't time. You feel me? I understood through life, like, sometimes you can't have fun because you gotta get to a spot where you able to have fun and feel like you deserve it, you feel me? Like, life do be the life and
for me as a kid, I have just bad memories. It was a lot of domestic violence. I watched my dad beat on my mom before I would go to school. One time I pooped on myself. I was like 6 or 7, sitting in front of the TV. And it was a little black and white TV. And Popeye and Sailor Man were on. And I pooped on myself because I was scared to use the bathroom. And this is like the most vivid thing that I remember. But he tried to woof me, and my mom grabbed him. And he had threw me on the bed. He was trying to beat me with the belt, but then he started beating her, and that was what our life was like as kids. We watched a lot of domestic violence. As a kid, I grew up around just violence all the time.
So, who or what influenced you to learn those years of the bad time?
I really didn't look up to anybody when I was younger. I don't mean to say that like badly, but I watched people in my family struggle from like paycheck to paycheck, but make it look good. So I always put myself in a position and had in the back of my head like, I don't want to be like that. I want to be better. So I didn't really look up to nobody because it felt like everybody was in the same position. So, I mean, I guess like the circumstances that we were in and the stuff that I seen from my perspective made me influenced and look at things differently. So that's probably like what made me want to do better.
I looked up to my mom. That's the only person. Cause like, she the only person who I seen like really grow stride. Like, when my granny died, my granny kept the family together. Like, and I feel like she was like the soul of the family. Like, once she died, everybody split off and went their own way. I ain't never really looked up to nobody that I be around because, like, I see people, I see truth, I see through people, like, I see everything. in our life. So, like I didn't got my time to kick with different family members and different groups, and I see why certain people don't like certain people. And like, if somebody talking to me about this person because of the choices they made, and I know they'd be doing the same thing to me, talking about me to them, because everybody don't like that choices that everybody make. And for me to have to look up to somebody to be my OG, because she ain't never judged nobody for a decision they made. She ain't never judged nobody because of the life they live. She always in there, so she died in there. She had it, she looked out. And I know for a fact, like, she a good person to have in your corner. So I looked up people that do stuff like that.
And I didn't have anybody to look up to. My mom, she worked a lot. I mean, after she had finally left my dad, but she worked all the time. But it was always like things were like dangled over our heads all the time. If you do this, well, no, it would be like, well, if you hadn't did this, I was gonna do this for you. Like, that would happen all the time, and I hated that. Cause tell me if what to do, cause I didn't know. We weren't taught certain things. We were just made to do everything. You gotta go to school. You gotta go to church. You gotta go to church. Do we go to church Sunday through Sunday? Every day we're going to church, house church, home church, prayer church, Bible church, Sunday church. We was at church all week.
Church now.
And if we back talked or anything, we got beat with an extension cord. And so, I was groomed in violence to be a violent person, myself and my brother. And so we had nobody to look up to. We used to steal money out of our mother's purse to go buy our dad stuff so that he would come and save us out of this house. Because it was like, my brother had got beat by my mom's husband one day so bad, we thought his jaw was broke. And my mom was like, you can't go to school, you gotta stay home with your brother, because if you go to school, they're gonna send something or whatever. And so we had to stay home. And we never understood, like, why have him here? And he's like, he don't like us, and you act like you don't. And then a boyfriend before her husband had molested me. The sister was molesting me over and over and over again. And I would cry and be like, don't leave me here, don't leave me here. My mom would never ask, like, why or none of that. And so I grew up literally having to defend me and my brother to the point where I had to fight my mother because her husband was beating on my brother and drug him down the basement stairs, drug him back up the stairs, and then that's when I started fighting him with the stick. And my mom was trying to fight, like, snatching me up. And I'm like, he's beating your son to death. Like, what is wrong with you? So I started fighting my mother, and I was like 12. And we was going toe to toe, like fighting round for round. And I never regretted it because I was protecting my brother. And so I never had nobody to look up to. And we were never taught, like, how to handle stuff like that. It was always, you gotta fight. We was being beat when we did wrong. We was being beat when we did right. So you just always had to fight to get somewhere. So, and there was we would sign up for stuff. She would sign us up I did gymnastics. And we did karate right on Miami Street. And the man they was telling us to do the splits. And so I can do the splits. And my brother, he could not do splits. But the man he had him split and then pushed down. You know how they try to stretch you. And so my brother jumped up and was like, what? And then we fought the karate. Oh my God. Dog, wicked. Not the instructor. Because he couldn't put his hands on us like that. So, like, we were fighting, he was trying to hold us away, and then we got put out of karate, of course. And then gymnastics, same thing. Like, they were trying to force us, but we didn't really know what discipline, like, the right kind of discipline was. But you're forcing me to do something I don't want to do. So all we knew was to fight. And so I fought my way out of gymnastics too. And then we were put, my mom put us in like different activities, but everything was somebody like tried to force us to do something. We would fight swimming. I made it all the way to the swim team. And then they was trying to force me to hold my breath underwater for a little bit too long. Fought my way out the water. This is real life. So we fought out of everything, and there was nobody to really look up to. Even when we had like mentor, we just like would quit it because nobody really. Me and my brother both literally felt like nobody cared about us. Our aunts, they all treated us like these outcasts because we would fight. We would fight. My aunt tried to whoop me. I got caught stealing in the store. And my aunt tried to whoop me. And right there on Elmer and Elwood, I whooped her ass on the corner.
TT. Oh my God.
I have a bite mark on my stomach because my other auntie tried me and I was on top of her.
TT,
That's
you need
all.
wolf for trying to bite.
We literally had nobody to look up to.
Christopher. He ain't got nothing to say. He's speechless.
I'm speechless. She done whooped both TTs. The PE instructor, the swim teacher. Let me scoot over here.
I played softball and I was hitting the thing, knock the dust off the home plate.
Oh yeah.
Knock the dust off. And the umpire was like, you don't have to hit it that hard. I tackled with the bat. Right there in South. Oh my God.
So how did you do the bag? You went like this? I don't know, like.
No, I just went like that with the bat.
Like
That. Yeah, I just went
like this.
That's a bat. That shit still hurt. Man, don't tap me. That hurt.
We're gonna start off with y'all names, please. Ariana Avance.
My name is Dante.
Okay, so the questions, right? No, we're not doing that. We're doing the question.
Hey, read say your name too. Can I read it?
Who's this by?
I'm like,
Question number 1. Wait. You didn't say it like that.
because just
Tell me about what it was like to be a kid. I grew up in Georgia, down south, so Southern hospitality. Everyone was super nice. For most of my childhood, I grew up happy. I pretty much had everything I wanted, got everything, But there was a time in my life where I was really, really angry. I was molested several times, and I felt that the people who were supposed to protect me did not protect me. And so I spent most of my childhood very angry, very bitter. Yeah.
I was a badass kid.
why you sitting there with it like
I was bad. I did everything that's being a badass kid. And it's terrible outdoor. I had fun though. Like I wasn't doing nothing like out of the ordinary thing that I was a kid at the game, throwing rocks at cars and shit like that. We used to go downtown in the parking garage, throw rocks in cars past Michigan. We pour food, all type of stuff. We saw
smoking and bandit car.
we caught by OG. Ran some people because they caught us in their car. So we had fun though, and we was safe.
It is colder now, here.
It was safe, but it was fun for the most part.
Question 2. What are who influenced you during those years? I'm gonna piggyback off what my sister said. I really didn't have nobody to look up to, honestly. I had like positive people in my life, but nobody that I really would be like, wow, I want to be just like them. Like, nobody ever until I moved down here and I joined the church that I'm at now. And my pastor is someone that I definitely look up to because she took me in and embraced me, and like no matter what, like she's never treated me different. She's never judged me. She's never looked at me as an outcast. She always kept it real with me, even when I didn't want to hear the truth. She told me. So yeah, I would have to say for sure my pastor. And also, even though she's younger than me, my twin sister. Because one. No, my sister, because like we went through a lot growing up, and I feel like even now, like a lot of our family like put things that we think we all that because we're breaking generational curses. Like nobody in my family really got college degrees, and now that me and my sister are striving towards that, people always say, oh, you think you better than this person, or they always put us down.
Y'all live.
They always put us down. They never uplift us. So I would say my sister for sure, and my mom too. Even though she went through what she was going through at her times, my mom always made it clear that she was there for us. She had a hard time showing it at times, but she definitely let us know that she was there for us. So yeah.
We have a new joining member. What's your name, please?
My name Jack.
What the? Would you like to go back and answer question number 1 before we continue? Go ahead and answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
So question number 1 says, tell me about what it was like to be a kid.
It was far till about middle school, like 5th grade, when my dad went out, and then it was just me, my mom, my brother. That was when everything got hard. It was just us for real.
Alrighty, we're gonna continue to question number 2 with Dante.
All right, what was the question again?
Question number 2, what or who influenced you during those years?
I don't really remember influences for real. All my brothers and sisters older, and then my little brother, he like 9 years younger. So I was like the one in the middle, and I was like by myself. So when I went outside, I was outside doing whatever. I would say most of my influences wasn't good, so I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing. But yeah, I didn't really have any if it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I didn't have no good influences, I would say. And if I did, I wasn't paying attention. I was young. That's how I like that answer. Yeah, you should.
Our good influence was probably.
It could be good or bad influence. Yeah.
Okay.
Like what influenced you to do the good things, what influenced you to do the bad things?
The bad things probably at one point I just wanted some attention. And then when you pay me no attention, so I just acted a fool at school. I wanted a reason for my mom to talk to me or something. And then to be good, probably my granny, she just always seen the good in me. Always made me feel like I could do whatever I like.
A child's brain develops based on genes, proper nutrition, and the child's experience with other people and the world around them. The brain expects a loving caregiver that makes the child feel safe and nurtured so their developing brains can learn and grow.
Starting in infancy, we begin to learn about our environment, largely through the care of our primary caregivers. As we age, we learn that places and people in our environment that are both safe and unsafe. This learning becomes ingrained in our brain, providing us with our gut feelings, which we use to guide us throughout our entire lives. Sometimes these gut feelings can indicate safety, while at other times we interpret them as feelings of threat. When someone feels safe, they feel relaxed and can use more energy in their brain for learning and growth. When someone feels like they are in danger, they feel on edge, which results from an increased heart rate, stress, and muscle tension. These changes to the body's physiology can make us feel fearful, angry, and even act aggressively.
These safety and danger feelings are controlled by the brain by the parasympathetic and sympathetic pathways of the autonomic nervous system. So the parasympathetic pathway is associated with creating feelings of rest and safety, while the sympathetic pathway is able to create sensations of stress or tension that we often label as fear and anger. So these two branches of the autonomic nervous system work together in order to control bodily functions such as heart rate, muscle tension, digestion, hormone concentration, and release. Changes in the balance of the autonomic nervous system contribute to our gut feelings, those feelings that show up in our gut almost automatically.
As we develop, our brain and nervous system learn to make strong associations between our environment and ourselves. These gut feelings develop with time and learning, largely through our own experiences. These gut feelings are physical, bodily experiences that our brains try to label based on where we are and the context that we find ourselves in. Therefore, feeling safe or feeling threatened is both a physical and a mental experience. The brain's number one job is always survival. Young brains will look to people to keep them safe, but when safety needs are not met, brains will start to change their function and behavior to keep the body alive. This shift in brain function and behavior is often called the fight, flight, or freeze response, and is a normal and protective measure when our safety is in question. This fight, flight, or freeze happens when the sympathetic pathway of the autonomic nervous system takes control. This is necessary for survival and is also a big departure from the stability functions of the parasympathetic pathways that relax the body and optimize health, growth, restoration, and learning.
When a child's home or early environment is not safe, it's likely that their sympathetic pathway is regularly active. This increased activation of the sympathetic pathway can result in feelings of tension, uneasiness, and feeling unsafe. When young brains spend more time feeling on edge than they feel relaxed, safe, and comfortable, that brain learns that survival mode is needed. This early deep learning allows the brain to easily activate survival mode in the future, and can even result in a brain to spend most of its time in survival mode throughout development. Examples of high-stress environments include the multiple kinds of ACEs, such as neglect and abuse, and experiencing gun violence.
In the presence of a high-stress environment, without supportive care to buffer traumatic experiences, a growing child has a greater chance of developing negative health outcomes and unhealthy coping mechanisms.